What if I told you the man behind this digital behemoth, Jack Ma, faced rejection over 30 times? He was told no more often than most people hear yes in a lifetime. He was turned down for jobs that barely required a pulse, dismissed by investors, and underestimated by literally everyone. Look around you. Chances are, you've used an online store, ordered something delivered to your door, or perhaps even heard of a company called Alibaba. It's a global titan, a sprawling empire that reshaped commerce and redefined possibility. Who is Jack Ma? Before he was Ma Yun, the global icon, he was just a kid in Hangzhou, China, with a burning desire to learn English. He'd cycle for 45 minutes every morning to a local hotel, offering free tours to foreigners just to practice speaking. This wasn't about grades, it was about connecting, about understanding the world beyond his small town. He even got his English name, Jack, from one of those tourists. But this early passion for connection didn't translate into easy success. Jack Ma was, by his own admission, not a top student. In fact, he struggled academically, failing the university entrance exam multiple times. He managed to get into Hangzhou Normal University, a local teacher's college, which wasn't exactly a prestigious path. But it was there he honed his communication skills, his tenacity, and perhaps unknowingly, started building the resilience that would define his future. The avalanche of, 30-plus rejections that forged a billionaire. Most people give up after 1 or 2 rejections. Jack Ma faced an absolute avalanche of them. He experienced the kind of persistent denial that would break almost anyone. Let's look at some of the most famous examples. The KFC job. When KFC first came to China, they opened a store in Hangzhou. 24 people applied. 23 got the job. Guess who was the 24th? Jack Ma. He still jokes about it. Police force rejection. He applied to join the police force. Turned down because he wasn't considered good enough. Harvard admissions. He applied to Harvard 10 times. Every single time, rejected. Early business ventures. Even his first few entrepreneurial attempts, like a translation agency, struggled initially. He had to haul goods to make ends meet. The dot-com bubble pitch. When he first traveled to the US in the mid-90s, he saw the internet and immediately grasped its potential for China. He tried to explain this vision to investors, but they literally laughed him out of the room. He called it a monster that people didn't understand. Imagine that. Not just being rejected from a low-skill job, but being rejected from your entire vision. Imagine being told your grand idea is a monster. The average person would have retreated, found a stable job, and given up on audacious dreams. But Jack Ma had a different internal programming. He wasn't fueled by fleeting confidence. He was driven by an unshakable belief in the mission, and by an innate ability to learn from every single no. The Ma approach to rejection, absorption and adaptation, emotional resilience. He didn't let no define his worth. He understood it was a rejection of the idea or the fit at that moment, not a rejection of him. Curiosity, not defensiveness. Instead of getting angry, he often asked why he was rejected. He listened, learned, and refined his pitch, his approach, his understanding of the market. Persistence as a strategy. For Ma, rejection wasn't a stop sign, it was a speed bump. He simply tried again, and again, and again, often with slightly different angles. The birth of Alibaba, from apartment to global empire. It was in 1999, in his small apartment in Hangzhou, that Jack Ma, along with 17 friends, decided to put their collective frustration and vision into action. They scraped together $60,000 to found https://www.google.com/search Alibaba.com, a business-to-business marketplace to connect Chinese manufacturers with global buyers. This was not an easy start. The internet infrastructure in China was nascent. Funding was scarce. And, of course, the rejections continued. The SoftBank rejection. Initially, even Masayoshi Son of SoftBank, one of the most visionary investors, initially dismissed Ma. But Ma's persistence and passionate belief eventually won him over. leading to a crucial $20 million investment. Surviving the dot-com bust. Alibaba launched just before the dot-com bubble burst. Many companies folded. Alibaba survived by cutting costs, focusing on customer service, and adapting. This period was another test of their resilience. Then came the ultimate challenge, eBay's entry into China with EachNet. eBay was a global giant with vast resources. Many predicted Alibaba's Taobao, their consumer-to-consumer platform, launched in 2003, would be crushed. The Taobao triumph against eBay, Jack Ma famously said, "eBay is a shark in the ocean. We are a crocodile in the Yangtze River. If we fight in the ocean, we will lose. But if we fight in the river, we will win." He understood the local market, offered free listings when eBay charged, and focused on building trust among Chinese users. Taobao ultimately drove eBay out of the Chinese market. The Ma approach to rejection, Phase 2, offensive and strategic, leveraging disadvantage. He saw his lack of resources as a reason to be more creative, faster, and more customer-centric than the well-funded competition. Focus on the user. He prioritized local needs, trust, and simplicity over complex models. Unconventional thinking. The crocodile in the Yangtze analogy perfectly encapsulates his ability to identify and exploit his unique strengths against a bigger opponent. Inspiring his team, he managed to rally his small team through sheer force of vision and personality, making them believe they were fighting for something bigger. The pillars of Jack Ma's unstoppable mindset. So, what are the core lessons from Jack Ma's journey that transformed endless rejections into a multi-billion-dollar empire? These aren't just feel-good platitudes. They are battle-tested strategies for navigating life's inevitable no's. 1. Embrace the no Jack Ma views. No, not as failure, but as feedback. It's information. It helps you refine, pivot, and improve. He often says, "Today is hard, tomorrow will be worse, but the day after tomorrow will be sunshine." You have to get through the rejections to see the sunshine. 2. Believe in your mission, not just your idea. His conviction wasn't in a specific product, but in the power of the internet to empower small businesses and connect people. This grander why allowed him to adapt his methods repeatedly without losing sight of his ultimate goal. 3. The power of persistence, redefined. It's not just about trying again. It's about trying smarter. Each rejection was an opportunity to learn about the market, about his pitch, and about himself. He wasn't stubborn, he was relentlessly adaptive. 4. Be a crocodile in the Yangtze. Don't try to beat giants at their own game on their own turf. Identify your unique strengths, understand your local advantages, and forge your own path where you have the upper hand. 5. The small is beautiful mentality. Initially, he started small, focusing on the needs of everyday people and small businesses. This allowed him to build trust and scale organically, rather than overextending himself with grand, unfunded plans. Inspire and empower your team. Jack Ma wasn't just a leader, he was a motivator. He instilled a fighting spirit, a sense of shared destiny, and a belief that they could achieve the impossible, even when facing overwhelming odds. Jack Ma's story isn't just about e-commerce. It's a universal blueprint for anyone striving for greatness. Every single one of us faces rejection, in careers, relationships, creative pursuits, business ventures. The question isn't if you'll be rejected, but how you'll react. Will you let it stop you dead in your tracks, or will you, like Jack Ma, harness it as fuel? Think about your own rejections. The job you didn't get, the idea that was shot down, the project that failed. What did you learn? What fundamental principles did you miss? How can you pivot, adapt, and come back with renewed purpose and a smarter strategy? Jack Ma was once told he wasn't good enough for a basic job. Today, he's one of the most influential figures on the planet. His story isn't just motivational, it's a detailed map for navigating failure on the road to Titan status. What's the biggest rejection you've ever faced, and what did it teach you? Share your story in the comments below. Let's build a community where every no is just a prelude to a stronger yes. Remember, the journey to becoming a Titan isn't about avoiding the fall. It's about how many times you get back up, how much you learn from each stumble, and how relentlessly you pursue your vision. Your failures are not your epitaph, they are your fuel. Follow Mental Titan for more inspirational story.